In this video, I want to talk about the price and cost of being an ambitious individual. I think a lot of us know the price of being average or staying where we're at, and that's usually a long-term discomfort, an uncomfortable life, lots of stress, financial struggle. But there's a lot of comfort in that as well, because you'll stay within the confinements of society and you'll blend in very well. So meanwhile, the cost of being ambitious is pretty high. You know, you're pretty much always stressed, you're almost always sleep deprived, you give up pretty much all your free time, you sacrifice relationships and friendships, and it honestly gets to a point where it's really hard to just chill and relax and hang out and do like normal stuff, because you're so used to operating in a work mode or a conscientious mode that when it is time to just calm down and chill out or hang out, it gets to a point where it almost feels like you're wasting your time and you're not really aligned with having fun or doing something other than working, really. And I think that's a really big blessing, but it's also a curse, you know? Because if you're hiring conscientiousness and orderliness, that means you'll work all the time without issue, and you'll just do that for a very long period of time. But the thing is, if people who are hiring creativity, they lack work ethic, and they're more lazy and they're more easygoing, those people also know how to have fun. Those people know how to hang out and just chill more. And so it's different sides of the coin, but each temperamental difference has its strengths and negatives. So, you know, if you're someone who does work a lot and does sacrifice a lot of their time and effort and sleep to get what they want, relaxing is probably something you haven't learned how to do. And honestly, I think that's a good problem to have, because I feel like it's pretty easy to learn how to relax. Meanwhile, if you're on the other side of the coin where you have a hard time working hard and all you do is relax, I think it's a lot harder to learn how to put in a tremendous amount of effort into work. The main cost, I think, is just being accepted, having other people understand what you're doing, having people be supportive of what you're doing. Because the only reason, like, for example, right, if you go to college or you're getting a really good job or you're following the straight and narrow path and doing the conventional things that pretty much everyone does, everybody's going to be excited for you. Like, they're like, oh, that's good for you, like, I'm proud of you, good for you to get a degree, good for you to, you know, get that job or take that skill into consideration, whatever the thing is, right? But if you say, yeah, I'm going to work 80 to 90 hours a week to save up money, and then I'm going to scale back my work hours so that I can start a business at, you know, in my early 20s instead of going to college, and I have no backup plan, and I'm not going to, you know, go to college or whatever it is that most people do. People are like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you're going to work that many hours? You don't think that's going to, you know, affect your mental health, or you're not going to get tired, or don't you think you need sleep, or don't you think you need a day off, or don't you think you need friends? And it's like that right there, hearing all that consistently and ignoring it is one of the prices you have to pay for being ambitious. There's just a cost. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. People are going to say those things. And your job is just to get extremely good at ignoring all of it. Like, just completely blocking it out. Because those people are projecting their reality onto you and how they'd feel in your situation if they were doing what you're doing. But the reality is they don't know how you feel because they're not you, and they don't know what drives you to go as hard as you do. And so if they were in your position and they were you, they'd understand that they'd be doing the exact same thing as you. But because they're not, they probably don't see a reason to sacrifice and give so much onto something that's not even guaranteed. Right? Like, you're just giving yourself a shot at success. But there's no guarantee. And I think the worst thing that we can try to do as people who are like this is try to expect other people to understand or support us. When in reality, in the beginning, right, we haven't given anyone a reason to support us or believe in us. Right? Like, we don't have very much evidence around achieving something. So if your people or your family or your friends don't believe in you in the beginning, don't take that personally. Just realize that, okay, I don't have a long track record of evidence supporting the fact that I can achieve things that are difficult despite waiting a long time to get the outcome. You know, despite having to be really disciplined and relentless and consistent. So the people around me see that as a reality because that's the evidence I've provided for myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to reframe it as, okay, well, here's my opportunity to prove to everyone that I am who I say I am. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do, and on top of it, I'll now develop evidence to the identity I'm trying to build. And once you do achieve the thing you're trying to achieve, people will then support you. They will believe in you because you've now given them a reason to. And I think a lot of people twist that and become bitter. Like, well, you guys didn't believe in me in the beginning, and now that I pulled it off, now you guys want something, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, yeah, but it's like, dude, if you were there and you saw you live your life the way you were living it, and then all of a sudden you said you wanted to achieve something that was way out of your current ability, like, he wouldn't support you either. I mean, even if you did, it wouldn't be really genuine. You'd be thinking to yourself, I don't know how he's going to do that. Like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. But that's what I'm saying. That's the cost. That's the cost of being ambitious. You know? And when I'm saying this, I'm talking about an extremely ambitious person. I'm not talking about 50 to 60 hour weeks. I'm talking 80 plus. 80 plus hours a week working on task. And that's extremely abnormal. There's nothing normal about that whatsoever in modern society. Like, that is extremely abnormal, and that's why people will treat you as if you're an alien, because nobody does that. Almost nobody's willing to do that, especially for long periods of time, because it's extremely draining. It requires a lot of sleep deprivation. It requires an extremely high stress tolerance. It requires consistency despite being tired and stressed. It requires a lot of responsibility and discipline. And people just don't get it. They won't understand. And that's fine. But don't try to get them to understand. Just accept that nobody's going to get it until you pull it off, and then they'll understand. That's it. That's the cost. Alright guys, a little shorter one today, but it's just the first thing that popped up in my head this morning is the cost of ambition. So, if there's anything else you guys would like to see from me, let me know, and I will make a video about it. Tell you.